Hello and welcome to yet another interesting time in Computer Studies class. My name is Blaze Ella, and in this lesson, we will look at the second part of the lesson, networking, under the theme Information and Communication Technology. In the first part of this lesson, we looked at what a computer network is and the different types of computer networks. In this second part of the lesson, we will look at network topology, which talks about the arrangement of different components in a computer network. By the end of this lesson, you should be able to do a few things. First, you should be able to define network topology. Secondly, you should be able to state the types of network topologies. And finally, you should be able to draw the typical diagram for each network topology. Like I mentioned in the first part, a computer network is formed when two or more computers are connected in such a way that they can communicate with one another. So what happens when computers are networked? What happens when computers are able to communicate with one another? Well, the users of such computers are able to share resources such as files, hardware, software, and so on. Now, a computer network is established using wired or wireless medium. In the first part of this lesson, I also mentioned that there are different types of computer networks and they are different in size, structure, and distance coverage. I mentioned that the three main types of computer networks are the local area network, LAN, the metropolitan area network, MAN, and the wide area network. Establishing any kind of network requires the assembling or arrangement of different components in a network. Such components include computers, servers, hubs, and other networking devices. The arrangement or layout of the different components in a network is referred to as network topology. It is important to note that network topology is considered at two levels. The first is the physical level and the second is the logical level. The physical level is the description of the physical arrangement of the different components in a network, and the logical level is the description of how data flows in the network. So going on, in this lesson, we will look at 5 different types of network topologies. And these 5 are the bus topology, the star topology, the mesh topology, the ring topology, and the hybrid topology. Now let's proceed with this lesson by looking at each network topology and their diagrams. So this is a typical example of the bus topology. In the bus topology, you have a cable known as the backbone. And then all of these are nodes. A node is an electronic device connected to a network. So for example, we have a computer, which could be a node, a printer could be a node. Now, each of these devices are linked to the central cable, that's the backbone. In the bus topology, if a section of the main cable fails, the nodes on that section of the network will be isolated from the network, and in some cases, the entire network fails. The next type of network topology we will look at is the star topology. And this is a typical diagram of a star topology. In star topology, all the nodes
of the star topology.
Okay. In the star topology, all the nodes, which are these, are connected to a central point, which is a hub. This hub serves as a server. As you can see, all nodes are connected to the hub, which serves as a server. And as it pertains to communication in the network, any device that wants to communicate with another device first sends the data to the hub, and the hub forwards it to the designated device. And the next type of network topology is the ring topology. This is a typical diagram of the ring topology. In the ring topology, each node is connected to two other nodes. So you can see each node is connected to two other nodes on both sides. Basically, data travels in only one direction in the ring topology. For instance, if this device wants to communicate with this device, and we are assuming that data moves in the clockwise direction. So for these two devices to communicate, this is the sending device and this is the receiving device. Data is sent from this device to this one, and this passes it on to the next node and passes to the next node until it gets to the designated device. One thing to note about data signals is that the signal can get weak if it travels a long distance. And in ring topology, since the data travels through each node before it gets to the designated node, each node has a repeater. Now you might ask, what is a repeater? Well, a repeater is simply a network device that strengthens data signals. Now let's move on to the next type of network topology, and that is the mesh topology. This is a typical diagram of the mesh topology. In the mesh topology, each node is directly connected to every other node in the network. And so for communication, data is sent directly to the designated device, and there's no need for an intermediary such as a hub. Now let's look at the final network topology for this class, and that is the hybrid topology. A hybrid topology is formed when two or more types of topologies are combined. Usually, a hybrid topology is formed by combining any of these topologies: the bus topology, the ring topology, or the star topology. One reason why hybrid topologies are built is because you can combine the strengths of different topologies, although hybrid topologies are usually difficult to establish. Now, there are different factors that influence the choice of a network topology. Some of these factors include the cost of installation and maintenance. People usually consider how much it will cost them to install such a network, that is to establish such a network, and how much it will cost them to maintain the network. Another factor is ease of installation. How easy is it to establish such topology? How easy is it to build such topology? Next, we have flexibility in reconfiguration and scalability. Will it be flexible to reconfigure the entire topology? And if the scale of the topology is to be increased or reduced, will it affect its efficiency? And the final factor we will consider is reliability. How reliable is the network topology? So these are some factors that influence the choice of a network topology. With this, we've come to the end of this lesson. But before we leave, let's have a quick summary. First, we learned that a computer network is formed when two or more computers are connected in such a way that they can communicate with one another. Next, we learned that network topology is the layout of a network. Going on, we learned that the network topology determines how different components are connected to one another and how the nodes communicate. And finally, we learned that 5 types of network topologies are bus topology, star topology, ring topology, mesh topology, and hybrid topology. At this point, let's try out some exercises. Question 1. Which of the following is not a type of network topology? A. Star, B. Square, C. Ring, D. Mesh. The correct answer is B. Square. Let's try out one more. What type of network topology does this diagram typically represent? A. Star, B. Mesh, C. Hybrid, D. Bus. The correct answer is D, bus topology. So this is where we draw the curtain for this part of this lesson. Till we meet in the next part of this lesson. Bye-bye.